शाध्यायिनीम् अम्बत्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र। येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः। पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महते। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं। लोके सज्जनषट्पथैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। So Bhagavan Shri Krishna here in the Swarupa as an Acharya. Bhagavan Shri Krishna here transcends from Acharya to Bhagavan, Bhagavan to Acharya, making it clear to us that Bhagavan is no different from Acharya. Acharya is no different from Bhagavan. Physical forms may be different, but in Krishna's form, even the physical form is the same. Physical form may be different, but in content, they are both Brahman. And when the knowledge is available, if the teacher is a Brahmanistha, Brahmanistha means one who is established in Brahman, in the knowledge of the reality, he is physical body being different, he is no different from Brahman, is equal to Ishvara. That's the understanding. And what is the knowledge of reality? Don't get lost in expressing knowledge of reality. Please understand what is the knowledge of reality. What is the reality behind this? This is a cotton cloth. So what is the reality? Cotton. What is the reality of cotton threads? So when I am saying knowledge of reality, this is a name and a form. This is a name and a form. The name and the form do not have any independent existence of its own. It is a cotton cloth. Helps wipe things. Helps wipe my computer screen. Things like that. It's a cotton cloth. It's a name and a form. But what is behind it? Behind it is cotton. So cotton is a substratum, adhisthana, on which you see a cloth. Adhisthana, you see a cloth. No adhisthana, no cloth. Cotton is there, cloth is there. Cloth is gone, cotton is still there. Adhisthana is there, name form can be there. Name form not there, adhisthana continues. So this is the adhishthanam. The knowledge of the adhishthanam, the teacher is explaining to you. Not only is explaining the knowledge of adhishthanam, He is saying this Adhishtanam. You are that Adhishtanam. You are that conscious being, that Adhishtanam. Okay? Having known this, how to live in this world? Yeah, I am Adhishtanam. So how do I live? That is what is being taught to us. That's why it's called Purusha Uttama Yoga. You have a knowledge of reality. How to live in this world, do all your vyavahara, do all your transactions, abiding in the knowledge that you are Brahman and playing the roles. That is Purushottama. That's what the teacher is driving home. In the previous one, he says, you are of the nature of consciousness. We have to repeat it several times. You know, okay? I'm going to show you something. This is a fountain pen. Where is the fountain pen? Cover. Where is the fountain pen? So you must have a name, a form, and a function. This doesn't make a fountain pen. This is not a fountain pen. This is not a fountain pen. All three come together. If it writes, it's a fountain pen. Then they call it bag. Then this they'll call it a name. And within that further, no, my hand is getting soiled. So it becomes. So you can reduce the name and form to its substratum. But what can you reduce? If it can reduce the substratum further, then why it's called the substratum? This reality the teacher is giving you. He's saying whatever you are able to objectify is an object, is a kshetra. And the person who objectifies, the being who objects is the objectifies is the kshetrajna. Chapter 13. Chapter 14, he gave the nature of the kshetra in the form of Trigunatmika. Sattva Rajas combination makes up the kshetra. In Purushottama, he is giving you the nature of the Purusha, the conscious being. So, what is the nature of the conscious being? Na tad bhasayate suryaha, na shashanko na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramam mama. What is your nature? Understand. Okay, let's go through the whole thing again. What's my nature? You are the only self-evident being in entire Srishti. The Srishti is evident to you. Simple. Okay? Not too heavy at all. Very light. Do you know this? You know this. How do you know? You objectify. It exists. It exists in your knowledge. It exists as an object. Do you exist? Yeah? Yes. How do you know? This exists because I objectify it. Do you exist? Don't come and say I exist because of my father-in-law. You exist because you cannot but exist. You are pure existence. Swata Siddha Atma. Self-evident Atma Swarupa. That's what you are. That's what you are. That you are is never in doubt. Is never in doubt. I am. Hey, where is the doubt? Try negating yourself. You're sitting tight there for hundreds of years. I am not there. I am not there. I am not there. You can shut the door for safety's sake so that you don't get beaten up or something. I am not there. I am not there. You can tell a debtor, the creditor rings the bell. You can tell. Please tell them I am not there. Then the daughter will open the door and say, Appa told he is not there. So you can tell all the world you are not there, but you are Swata Siddha Atma. There is no denying that fact. And what is the nature of the Swatasiddha? See, everything in Srishti is known by luminaries, two luminaries, Surya and Chandra. Daytime knowledge this happens through Surya. Nighttime knowledge also happens through knowledge of Surya only. Surya's reflection on the moon. Then you have other lights. Now he says, now how do you know yourself? In light. He is trying to throw light on my Swarupa. What's that? Natat bhasayate suryaha. You don't see your existence in sunlight, meaning sun itself is objectified by me. I objectify the sun. Natat bhasayate suryaha. Nashashankaha. Even the moon I objectify. Na pavakaha, nor any kind of fire. I objectify them. These are the means, that I use to find out what is what. Yeah, all the three means which I use for knowing are cannot be used to know myself. I can never know myself through any of the means of knowledge that are ordinarily available to us. Then how am I available? Through Shastra Pramana, through Shastra Chakshuhu. What is Shastra Chakshu? The Shastras reveal your nature to you. Guru Mukhena, insightfully you can know your Swarupa. Just as we know so many things insightfully, in the same way, you can insightfully, by operation of a pramana, know that you exist. Not only, that you exist, it's self evident. What is your nature is known. न तद भासयते सूर्यः न शशांको न पावकः यद गत्वा. Having reached there, there's no return. There's a point of no return. Not that way. It means having known myself in essence, I don't make an error about myself. I don't make an error. There's no coming, there's no falling back into that error. Okay? Our favorite example. The dusk. I see something like this coiled, okay, in front of my house. It's dusk. I don't see clearly. I'm terrified. I don't want to enter the house. Till somebody shines a torch and says, it's a rope, man. Never a snake in the first place. Having known that it is a rope, I will not slip back into the knowledge, oh, what if it were a snake? I only laugh myself off. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. That is the knowledge. That is called abiding with or abiding in the knowledge. If you look at grammar, abiding, the grammar will say abiding with. Okay, it's abiding in the knowledge. It's not exact proposition, but I am allowed to use what is called Vedic license to twist the grammar, not out of shape, just to tweak the grammar. Abiding in the knowledge that I am Brahman. Having established myself in that knowledge, there is no slip back. That's what he wanted to highlight in verse number 6. Now, let's look at verse number. We saw it last week, but in this device. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakrististani karshati. So how does this Atma, I, function in this world? Mamai vamsho, mamai vamsha. Okay? Amsha mama eva. My part alone. Part is within single inverted within quotes, meaning it's not a part, as though a part. See, suppose there are 10 mirrors here. Will you see me in all 10 mirrors? Yes. As though I am divided, but I am actually one. So, as though this Atma is divided, as though it is separate, Mama Amsha Eva appears in this world as a Jiva. Jiva Bhuta from time immemorial. There's time immemorial is an expression which doesn't fit here. Sanatana, it has been there forever. Hey, when did my reflection enter this? The moment I switch on, the reflection comes in. When did it come? Before me, after me? It's always been there. Okay? Now, in this world of human beings, Jiva Loke. Then how does he run this world? He karshati, he pulls indriyani, all the five sense organs, mana shashtani. Okay, these six things are what he called, installed in the body. He pulls this body and makes it as though alive. The reflection of the Atma in my antakarana activates my sense organs, activates my buddhi. Okay, the software is there, it is installed by an activation. It's installed, it's activated by mere reflection of the Atma. That's what he highlighted in verse number 7. Let's go to verse number uh, 8. That also we saw, but a quick repeat. Shariram yadavapnoti यच्चाप्युत्क्रामति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्. So once the software life term is over, this hardware is no longer capable of doing what the software wants. Ishvara, as though, pulls all the functions out. Utkramati, Ishvara pulls it out as though and sets it in search of another body. Vayu Gandha Nivashayat. Okay? No, Vayu. Where is the Ni there? Yeah. It Ashayat means from one place to other. Vayu, he pulls it out, and then avapanoti, he acquires. Okay, here the body that was acquired, the organs are pulled, the sense organs, the power is pulled out and sent in search of another body when this body is no longer capable of functioning, which we call death. If this body is no longer capable of functioning and fulfilling the agenda in the Sukshma Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira is as though pulled out and sent in search of another body. Grihitva etani, with these sense organs, Vayu iva, like fragrance traveling in the Vayu, the Sukshma Sharira travels in search of another Sharira. 9, verse number 9. This is the agenda for today. श्रोत्रं चक्षुः स्पर्शनं च श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च रसनं घ्राणमेव च श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयाननु विषयान् उपसेवते श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयान् उपसेवते. Okay, now please go. This Sukshma Sharira travels. Now, how does it get installed in another Sharira? How does it install? The moment the seed becomes a fetus, slowly the power, gradually these powers start happening in the Sharira. We're talking about a human or any being for that matter. Any being for that matter. The moment the fetus comes of a certain, first the potential is there. From the potential, it becomes the fetus grows. And the fetus grows. What do they grow? What, and then he says, resorting to. Resorting to what? Okay, resorting to this movement, this system gains these powers. What are the powers? Shotram, the power to hear. Do they check? Is the fetus able to hear? Yes. Chakshuhu, eye. Sparshanam, the skin and the sense of touch. So you can say ear, hearing power and ear organs develop. Eyes, seeing power and eyes develop. Sparshanam, the sense of touch and the skin develops. Rasanam, tongue and taste develop. Granam cha, nose and the power to smell develop. Okay, and yaha cha manaha. Okay, also the mind. I am upasevate. Now, where do you experience your seeing power? Where do you experience your hearing power? You see something, the stimulus comes back. So, they are experienced through the mind. Upasevate. What do they say? Upasevate? Sense objects. So, the Sukshma Sharira leaves one body, goes in search of another body, then the body reaches. It doesn't happen like bing, something will come. It has a certain gradual process. If it goes into a fetus, it has its gestation period for it to slowly develop its ability. If it goes into a rat's womb, it will develop all that. So it takes its time. It goes into a mosquito's thing, it will develop all these will be there. What will have? Does the mosquito can hear? Yes, can hear. But its smell is strong. It can smell you. Okay? Then it has got eyes. The eyes are big. Good eyes. It can see a hand coming. The eyes seeing all over the place, a hand coming to kill. Does it have taste? Yeah, it has a taste for blood. Yeah. Then yeah, it can smell. It has a mind. It has a mind. You want to know? You hold a cup in your hand. The mosquito will come and sit here, knowing fully well that you won't try to hit it there before putting the cup down. It has a mind of its own that preserves itself. So this is the way from one sharira to another sharira, this moves. And when one sharira to another sharira, this body is gone. Mind sense complex, MS moves. If the MS moves, what will the MS retain? It is not new MS. It is the old installed software only. So the old old thoughts might have become, they will all become potential thoughts. The innate desires, the taste, the things will remain. Certain things will remain. That's why, there are certain, what do you call, people who try to look into your past. It is not some mumbo jumbo. This is the logic there. This is the pramana there. From one body to another body, the Sukshma Sharira moves. Body being different, there is a possibility of recalling what happened in the past. Possibility. And because it carries the impressions. So it carries from that's why we say, if you have a certain taste, it will carry into the next birth. That's what. So it always happens. Hey, let's say you're relocating from one town to another. You are a strict vegetarian, okay? You relocate from India to a place where there's, what do you look for first? Vegetarian khana milega. The first thing you ask for. And then, okay, you're a person who is not a vegetarian, but you eat meat and things like that. You are from a Hindu background. You say, will I get khana minus beef and pork? You know? Then, they have got very different types of cooking there. Medium, rare, medium, well done. The different types of cooking. So will you go for medium? If you really heard what is medium and rare, you will never go anywhere near there. You will become vegetarian. You will become vairagya. So you want properly fried and things like that. You go for my type of frying. You forget going abroad. People from South India going to Bengal. They will say, I don't want this fried stuff, I want something. They say, how can you eat this sarso tel fried stuff? A Bengal fellow comes to Kerala, he says, how can you eat things fried in coconut oil? These tastes remain wherever you go. Just as physical movement, the tastes remain. Is somebody from Andhra, can he settle for some light, that kind of achar which is made in North India, sweet Gujarati achar, can you settle? You'll say, did you call this achar, is it? So the taste remains. The same way the impressions remain. Now, where is he leading to? Let us see. Okay. The conscious being, Natad Bhasayate Surya, is absolutely free from all this. The reflection of the conscious being in this jiva, the reflection is empowered. The reflection empowers the senses, the manaha, and the desires and everything are empowered. They give life as though to the sthula sharira. Let's see further. Verse number 10. Utkramantam stitam vapi. Utkramantam stitam vapi. Bunjanam va gunanvitam. Bunjanam va gunanvitam. Vimudhananupashyanti. Vimudhananupashyanti. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Whole verse. Utkramantam stitam vapi. Bunjanam va gunanvitam. Vimudhananupashyanti. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Vimudha. Vimudha means one who don't use their buddhi properly. Mudha, Visheshena Mudha, special category of people who think using this is a big thing. Okay. Na anupashyanti. Pashyanti, anupashyanti. They are just not able to insightfully understand the finer aspects of this movement. When the body dies, we won't even call it die. When the body falls, the movement of the Sukshma Sharira, to understand the movement of the Sukshma Sharira and its entrance into another body is not easily understood by those who have a gross intellect and who do not have the capacity for finer nuances. They are dismissive. I won't go into it. Acha. And what do they understand? Utkramantam. They do not understand this process. So we have in our Vaidika system a certain process. According to the Vaidika calendar, what does it say? It takes so many days for the Sukshma Sharira to move and to another Sharira. So that's why they say the first 8 days, 9 days, you're just supposed to do tarpanam and things like that. Then on the 9th and 10th day, what they do? They do what is called a Shraddha. That means from the 10th, 11th, and 12th day, this Sharira, the body is gone, the Sukshma Sharira remains. It is given a body called Preta Sharira. They'll tie a stone with and then bury it somewhere. It is called a temporary Sharira. Like a temporary ID, you are joining a new company. They will say, it'll take a process, take a month before we actually issue your ID card. We will give you a temporary identity card. So a temporary ID is issued, and during those 10, 11 days, certain processes are done so that the movement of this Sukshma Sharira in its journey in search of another body, the process is smoothened. You get into the right train, in the right reservation, get off at the right station. Don't miss your station. So, and this process is beautifully laid down in the Vedas. Many people do it as a ritual. If you are really a person who understands the nuances, And if you are able to focus on what is being said, actually they are only making the journey of this. We use a word soul, it is not soul really, it's a sukshma sharira into another body. Na anupashyanti. Okay? Then they do not understand, okay, that what happens to the other man, they don't understand. Even in your life, in one's life, it is not talk when I say you, I'm not taking a you. I'm saying the general thing. He also doesn't understand that the one who resides in the body, Bunjanam Va, all the experiences, okay, what is the nature of the experiences, how they happen. They have never got even an opportunity to look into this whole thing. They never even bother. My eyes are seeing. Is this seeing? Is this seeing? In Viveka Chudamani, this is called Golaka. Golaka means Ched, hole. See, if I could see, if this could see by itself, I could put anybody's eyes and see. But there is a certain seeing power. Chakshuhu has a certain power, and the power is empowered by the presence of Atma in this system. And when that reflection goes away, the power goes away. And the reflection carries the power into another body. If I am seeing, it is not the eyes just see, it is empowered by the Atma's reflection to see. This is to be insightfully understood. Oh, so what happens? What if I don't understand? And what if what happens? Somebody says, I don't understand. So do I see a little less? Do I see a little more? See, when you have insights into something, your vision itself becomes so beautiful. See, in the north, in Norway, there's one light, Aurora Borealis, they say. People go all the way from India. They say, the sky turns green or blue in color for a few months. I think December. It's a natural phenomenon. One, you can see the natural phenomena there and appreciate it. You can also insightfully understand, look at the brilliance of the cosmos. This Aurora Borealis does not have a light of its own. It is empowered by the light of the sun under certain conditions to appear like this in this part of the world. It adds a certain visual beauty to the entire Srishti. Understand the power of the eyes to see. You will have a reverential attitude towards your own eyes. Understand the power to smell, especially when you have both nose stuffed. You can't make out the difference of any smell. When it's free, understand. When the ears can hear well, when you can speak, a ucharan. Ucharan. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. That's why I want everyone to learn Dakshinamurti Stotra. And you say, Ragaswav Samitis Prabhuta Samayi Yaf Pratyabhigyayate, then before that. Rahu, that? Yeah. After that. Balyadishvapi Jagridadishu Tatha Sarvasvavastasvapi Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamithyantah Sfurantam Sada Swatmanam Prakatīkaroti Bhajatam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya. Okay? Yo Bhut Sushuptafuman. Understands the power of Ucharan, the power of the tongue to modulate these words and sounds, enunciate these sounds. When you look at the whole thing, you are left with a sense of wonder, a piece of skin. If it touches, if a sound comes touching the talavya, it is called talavya shabd. Cha, cha, cha. Just try these sounds, Cha, cha. Ka, ka, ka. Guttural sounds. cha, cha, ta, tha, dantya, pa, pha, oshtya, ma, ya, nya, nasika. Yeah, how wonderful it is. You are left in admiration of Ishvara's presence, the power of Atma to empower all this. You are left with a sense. This is the nuance we have to appreciate. You have to go about and stand on treetops and say, I appreciate this. Your entire, even your ucharan becomes something, a source of ananda. Your sight becomes a source of ananda. Your hearing becomes a source of ananda. Can you, the finer tunes that you can hear, sitar tune, flute being played, santoor being played, various types of six-string instruments, various types of percussion instruments, wind instruments, the power of the hearing, the sense of touch. You are left in admiration, in awe, in reverence for the power of this Srishti. Anupashyanti. Can you look into the nuances? And if you don't have, you have a gross interest. Hey, you can't look into your own functioning. What will you think of Brahman? That's what he's driving at. What Brahman you will understand. Let's go further. Verse number 11. Yatanto yoginaschainam पश्यन्यात्मन्यवस्थितम् पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम् यतन्तोऽपि कृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः. Okay? यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्म आत्मन्यवस्थितम् कृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त चेतसः. Verse number 11. Okay. Yatantaha. And to know all this, okay, to know the finer aspects of seeing. See, they say there was a doctor who didn't believe in what do you call surgery and things like that. Long, long ago, he did a surgery on Swami Chinmayananda, way back sometime 80s, 1979, 80. White man, American. And when he operated on Swamiji, did the surgery, post-surgery, this doctor writes, I operated on Swamiji, I opened his heart and found God there. Meaning, when you see the functioning of the heart, there is an order there. The ventricles pumping blood, then they are giving blood to the blood vessels and the heart itself, pumping steadily. Hey, try something, okay? Let's try today. Okay? This is how the heart pumps. Keep pumping for the whole day. Okay? Let's see what happens to your hand. Hand will stop functioning. And this heart functions, pumps for how many years? To your Shashyabdapurti, Sadabhishekam and further. Pumps every day. You are left with wonder. By what? And you have to but make an effort. Yatantaha yoginaha pashyanti enam. When you make an effort and understand this, he says, look at your own system functioning. Look at your own system functioning. Make an effort. Yatantaha, one who strives for, and he must be a yogi. He must be a yogi means a person who is a thinking person. Yogi doesn't mean standing on your head. So Pashyanta Yatantaha, a striving yogi Pashyanti, he must stand upside down on his head to learn all this. You don't have to do anything else. A yogi is a person who strives. Who strives. And who strives with a little, with a bit of intelligence, objectivity, nothing blind following there. No blind, nothing, no blind faith. So, yoginaha yatantaha pashyanti enam. What is that? Avastitam Atmani. The presence of all these powers in Atma. Here Atma means in the Buddhi. The mana is the Adhishtaya, he said, is the Adhishtanam for all this. You can see the powers of all these sense organs present, established in the Buddhi. How? Yatanta. You just have to reflect. Okay, reflect. How do you reflect? Shastra Pramana. That is Shastra. There is science, general science also available. General science says how these work. It works because, and you are able to study it because there is an order. It is not some random speculative thing. There is an order. Because there is an order, you are able to study it. And the order is a manifestation of Ishvara. That's what Vedanta comes and tells you. Why it didn't manifest itself like that. It's a manifestation of Ishvara. Just as your intelligence rests in you, a conscious being, the total intelligence rests in a conscious being called Ishvara. You are able to see all the orders, or Ishvara manifesting himself as, or himself, herself is not a big thing, as orders. You see, you hear, you smell. Hey, you look at that formation of the teeth. The first is for biting, then is for tearing, then is for grinding. When you see the order of the Srishti, the birth of a child, the conception to its growth, gestation, and finally delivery, the head turning and fixing itself properly. If it doesn't fix, there is a system available to make it delivered properly. There is an order there. And once you look at that order, yatanta, if you make an yatantaha, if you make an effort, you find Ishvara's presence everywhere. Okay? Presence in the buddhi. Atmani here means buddhi. Akritat manaha. The translation is impure minded. But I would say Kritatmana means one whose buddhi is properly sharpened to look at the finer aspects. Who is an Akritatmanaha? One who is dull, dull intellect. The person who does not have the patience to look into all this. If he has a patience, he will be overcome. He says, so what? What a big deal. Look at each organism. I am fascinated by this mosquito. I don't like its bite. Fascinated by this. It lives only for 72 hours. Purna eyes in 72 hours. They say a baby mosquito went out and came back saying, everybody was applauding me, mom. That's how a mosquito looked at its life. Fascinating thing. So, Akritatmanaha, one whose buddhi is gross. Okay. Achetasaha, chetas, achetas is no focus on any finer aspects of na pashyanti enam api yatantaha. Even in spite of straining, this fellow doesn't get it. He also attends all classes. He attends regularly, he reads, but it doesn't make a difference to this person. So brings us to a very important aspect of our study. To understand the system, how much effort is necessary. To may understand what empowers this system requires that much more focus. And what is our focus? Regular, systematic study. Regular, systematic study over a period of time under a competent acharya, one who knows how to teach and who has come in that parampara, and one who knows the subject. Systematic, regular time study for a length of time under a competent acharya. It is called Shravanam. The Shravanam is to be strengthened by Mananam, reflection, where you eliminate doubts and things like that. Then you own up this knowledge by Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is a thought process. You can have Shravana Rupa Nididhyasanam. Hey, this is the 223 talks we are putting it out on the forum. If something is not understood, please listen to it several times. That is called Shravana Rupa Nididhyasanam. You are trying to own it up. If you still don't understand, call me. Send me a message. If I know, I'll tell you. Otherwise, I'll say I'll find out it. Shravana Rupa Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam. This is found. The buddhi must be free from distractions, for which we live a life aligned to dharma. We follow what we like. We pursue artha, kama, good life, but aligned to what is proper, so that there are no conflicts. So this is highlighted, which we shall see in the coming sessions. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनीं देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो। बोलो स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो। सत्संग की जय हो। वेद शास्त्र पुराण सबकी जय हो।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
आपकी जय हो। जय श्री कृष्ण। ओम।
Thank you, sir.
We'll meet again next week. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Uncle.
Om.
Thank you, sir.